a question, please raise your hand, and I will get to you in that order. We'll go with the first question to Mark Berman from Fox 26. Mark, go ahead, please, sir.
Hey, Hollis, how are you?
Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Same old, same old. So what does it mean to you, like I asked Coach Beard, what does it mean to you to be rewarded in this fashion after what you've done here and paying your dues along the way?
I'm excited. Coach gave me an opportunity to change my title, and I'm excited that he approved of it. Being here 7 years with this staff has been awesome. From when we started 7 years ago, we wasn't really good, and now just to see the progress and everything of this program from the fans and just the winning attitude that we have, I'm just excited for this opportunity to stay with this program and keep growing.
Thank you. We'll go to Joseph Duarte with the Chronicle. Joseph, go ahead, please.
Hollis, I'm not real good with math, but I was trying to break down depending on your age, I think you've been with Coach like a third of your life at this point, maybe when you count OU, and then your 7 years here. Is in terms of that relationship and walking into Norman when you're a freshman and then all these years later you're still with him. What's that like? To have found someone that not only believed in you, but you believed in him.
That's funny. Great. That's a great question, Joseph. I want to say Coach Sampson started recruiting me at what year was it? 1997, maybe. And I can always, I just remember him coming to St. Aug, my high school, when I first met him. And, he always told me, the thing that I really like about you, love about you, is that I've always looked him in his eye when he was talking to me. And, that was something that my grandfather always told me: shake their hand and look them in the eye. And when they're talking, always look them in the eye. It shows the respect that you have for those guys. And, that's something that always stuck in my head, that he remembered that. And, one thing about Coach Sampson, I just remember when he recruited me so long ago, he always told me the truth about, about playing time. A lot of coaches, I was recruited all over the nation, and a lot of coaches came in my house and they told me that I was going to be a starter from day one. But the thing that sold me on Coach was he told me that I'm going to have an opportunity to start, and it's not promised. So that, with him telling me that, is something that really, gave me an opportunity to be like, okay, he's not just saying something just to get me there. And, I've always remembered that. And, I chose Oklahoma over a lot of good schools. And that was the best decision that I made, because look at me now, 20 years later, I'm still with Coach Sampson. He gave me an opportunity to coach after my playing career, so I'm excited by the decision that I made. And my decision was a long-term decision, and it was the right one.
Good advice from your grandpa. What was your grandpa's name?
George Carraby.
George
Carraby, Carraby.
Thanks, Hollis.
Yep.
Thank you, Joseph. We'll go to James Mueller with the Cougar. James, go ahead with your question for Hollis Price.
Yeah, Hollis, sort of piggybacking off of Joseph's question a little earlier, Coach Sampson said, how important it is to him personally to give his players, his former players, a chance to, get their careers started in the coaching world. So can you just talk about your evolution as a coach under Coach Sampson? And you talked about, how you've risen up with him as a player and, how you've stuck by him. So how have you felt that you've evolved as a coach, and especially with this new position?
James, thank you. It's so crazy how, this coaching thing is, because the first person to give me a coaching job was Eduardo Najera, who was Coach Sampson, power forward best player when I was there at Oklahoma. You know, I got to play with him my freshman year. And, you know, that was a great experience, just learning coach's culture from him. You know, and that led on to our friendship. In 2013, he gave me an opportunity to coach with him with Texas Legends, the G League team of the Dallas Mavericks. And a year after that, Coach Sampson, you know, I told this story before. You know, I asked Coach, can he give me a job? You know, try to help me out with a job with the Rockets. And Coach, he told me, Hollis, just give me a week, let me get back to you. And that week passed. You know, Coach Sampson called me and said, Hollis, what you think about coming down to Houston with me? You know, now I said, Houston, what you mean? He told me Houston Cougars. I said, well, hey, that's a no-brainer. You know, you want me to come to Houston, I'm here with you, Coach. You know, and you know, good thing I had my house still here. So it was an easy decision for me to move from Dallas and just come back here and get on the staff with Coach Sampson.
Thank you, James. We've got time for a couple more questions with Hollis. We'll go to Chris Gardner, please. Chris, go ahead.
Coach, two things. How will your role change, if at all? And then when will if they haven't already, the newcomers get on campus and begin working out?
Nothing really changed with my role. I'm going to be helping out K.C. a little bit more, you know, with the fives, and you know, I'm still going to be the in-between guy between the players and the coaches. You know, I think the coaches, the players respect me a lot because I bring that background of a player that played at the level that they want to get to. You know, we also added Anthony Goldwire, who also played at the level as well. But you know, it's going to be exciting to change the role, just to see how I can help the bigs out and continue to help some of the guards.
We'll go back to Joseph Duarte with the Chronicle. Joseph, go ahead. Joseph, you can go ahead with your question for Hollis. Joseph, you good? Can y'all hear me okay? Hollis, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Joseph, do you have a question for Hollis?
We hear you fine, Jeff.
Okay, thank you. Perfect. Joseph, can you hear me? Okay.
Jeff, can I ask have my question again to Hollis then?
Yeah, go ahead. If you have another question, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, Coach, just what about when will the new guys come on campus?
I'm sorry. I apologize for that. Yeah, the guys going to come June. They can come June 1st, but June 6th, we're going to meet with the new guys and go over the rules. I want to say school starts June 7th, so those guys will be here that weekend. And you know, Coach we're gonna have a meeting, and we're gonna go over all the things that we want those guys to do, and we're gonna get started then.